Hi guys. Right, you get to see my face this time, huh? You like my top? Okay. Probably really is. So, I've got company today. Isn't she just beautiful? Yeah, my baby. So, I've come today to do a health update. My crazy life. Welcome to my crazy life. This is it. Sorry I'm a little bit shiny. I'm having a flare. Rough time. Had no medication, no RA medication for 2 weeks now, which completely buggered me up. So I won't complain too much because I'm here to try and fit in as much as I can with an update. I've not got a script, but I've written down what people have asked me to talk about from the Rheumatoid Arthritis Interstitial Lung Disease page. If you have rheumatoid lung, or if you know someone who has rheumatoid lung, or if you're having lung symptoms and you have RA, please do join us on my page, Rheumatoid Arthritis Interstitial Lung Disease on Facebook. If you have any autoimmune disease that's affecting your organs, you know, when it becomes that bit more serious, whether, you know, you've got rheumatoid arthritis, or you've got lupus, or you've got sarcoidosis, whatever you've got, if it's causing problems with you in the organs, then please do join our Facebook group, which is more of a support network for everybody, where everyone can talk openly, whereas the other one's like more a page where I update and people talk to me. Do join Autoimmune Diseases Affecting Organs, the Facebook group. That's growing. People are updating more and more. It's nice to see that everyone's joining in a bit now. And if you're suffering with these problems, or you think you are, do join us. You know, you might find out some stuff along the way. I'll start off with an update on my health. As you probably know, I've been doing quite well the last year in my joints, like my mobility. I'm still housebound, unfortunately, but for the most part I've been able to sort of fidget around the house and do bits and bobs without killing myself or being in agony. So yeah, I've been doing really quite well as far as I thought. So the methotrexate definitely started working. I've had like this 2-week break from methotrexate because the pharmacy buggered up. I won't go into it all, but the pharmacy buggered up. I haven't had methotrexate for 2 weeks. I haven't had Xeljanz for 2 weeks because we're stopping it. Now we're stopping, I'll go into that in a little while. But yeah, without the methotrexate, it's really ramping up the pain and swelling and immobility, disability or disablement. So it definitely was working, helping me. I tried the Xeljanz. I can't say, I don't know whether or not it was helping me. And now that I've had this where I'm having a break from Xeljanz, or I'm stopping Xeljanz, and having the break from methotrexate at the same time, I can't tell if it's coming off the Xeljanz or coming off the methotrexate that's causing me to flare up. But I think it's the methotrexate. I don't think the Xeljanz was making much difference, in all honesty. I haven't had the best luck with RA meds. I mean, methotrexate didn't work the first time round, and none of the meds have really worked, apart from Enbrel helped me get back on my feet a bit. But I also ended up in hospital with lung problems. Last year I was also diagnosed with this thing called MGUS, which stands for monoclonal gammopathy of undetermined significance. I'll do a quick explain of that. It's like a precursor or a warning sign that a certain amount of people with MGUS will go on to develop multiple myeloma. Like there's blood cancers, bone cancers and lymph cancers that can develop from it. Each time they've done the blood tests, they've like not brought me back on it or anything, but I've got access now to my own medical notes online, which I'll talk about in a minute. And I've seen that the blood results are that it's going down each time, and I'm wondering, should that be being looked at a bit more? They did keep saying that they were going to refer me to a haematologist. The rheumatologist kept saying they were going to refer me to a haematologist for it. Never did. I haven't had anything, like, I haven't really had it explained to me properly or anything. I mean, it's ridiculous. But anyway, they say that it's unsymptomatic. It doesn't have symptoms. Yeah, but then you read up the Facebook pages and people say yes, it does have symptoms. And how would I even know with everything I've got going on? I don't think it's not important. It's not really important to me at the moment. You know, at the moment I'm fighting for survival with my lungs. In all honesty, God, I know it sounds so morbid, and I know people hate it when I get morbid, but in all honesty, I don't think I'm going to survive the lungs long enough to get cancer. So should I live in fear of it? Probably not. I'm not. Sorry, that's morbid, but it's the reality. I'm finally, thanks to my new rheumatologist, we've got a new one in. I've had a hell of a time at the rheumatology clinic. It used to be what I thought was the best clinic I'd ever been to under consultancy. Really was a great clinic when I first went there, and now it's it's not. It's had about a year of it being really falling apart. So we finally got a new rheumatologist in, like a new stable rheumatologist in. She's finally sort of took notice of me, because they sort of forgot about me for a little while, to be honest, which craziness. Anyway, new rheumatologist, finally, after years of me asking for it, they've agreed to do a MRI on my lumbar spine, which I've got scoliosis in my lumbar spine. I've had it since I was quite young. They don't know if I've had it from birth, but it was found at about 13, 14 years old. And you know, it's got much, much worse since I've had RA, like loads worse. I get so many spasms and that. If I come off gabapentin, I'm jolting about constantly because of the spasms in my spine. So I'm glad that I'm getting that, because I just need to know what's going on in there, because it's obvious that if there's spasms like that, there's something wrong. Anyway, I now have access to my medical notes online. I don't know if that is all over, but if you can get access to your medical notes through your doctors online, I really would suggest you do it. It really does. It is good to be able to see what they say about you. So yeah, I recommend that highly. Right, my last CT scan on my lungs, I think it was in February I got it done. It showed that I've got worsening interstitial lung disease, like worsening ground glass opacity showing. I've been aware of my breathing anyway has been much worse. Like, I'm a lot more breathless all the time. So and like, things trigger me now that never used to trigger me at all. So yeah, it was quite a dramatic worsening of my ground glass opacities and interstitial lung disease. They had a meeting in the hospital at the nearby city about me, with like leading pulmonologist, leading rheumatologist involved, and the decision has been to stop the Xeljanz and to re-challenge me with rituximab, which I've got previous videos about my experience with rituximab before. If you want to go and watch them, I'll try and remember to put in a link to them if I can, but I'm useless at this stuff. But yeah, they want me to re-challenge rituximab, because now I understand the reasoning, even though I seemed to be so ill while I was on rituximab. But apparently my lungs were actually improved while I was on it, even though my joints didn't really get affected by it, but my lungs were improved while I was on it. So, and it is known to be the new thing in interstitial lung disease for RA patients. So I agreed. I've got to give it a go. I always end up agreeing, even when I say I'm never going to do that again. Like, but yeah, I end up agreeing because what other options have I got at the moment? I really haven't got much other options. They were talking about mycophenolate, whichever way you say it. That was an option from my pulmonary consultant. But she had also mentioned the rituximab before. Now they say that where I got ill on it, they say that that's going to happen anyway. It's going to happen whether I'm on, like it has been happening, whether I'm on medications or not. Whatever medications I'm on, it happens regardless. It's obviously my lungs and not necessarily the medications that are triggering, like when I hit sepsis and all that sort of stuff. So, please do wish me luck. Yeah, I've had a lot of issues, but I've got to go with what might help my lungs, because obviously my lungs are the bit that's killing me, and it's going to kill me quicker at the moment if it keeps going the way it is. So I've got to go with trying to do the best to improve them. But of course I'm anxious about that. Very anxious about that, but you know. So let's move on to everyone else now. I'm bored of me. That's why I stopped doing updates for a while, because I was like, I had so many things to tell people, but at the same time I was so sick of everything, you know what I mean? Like the amount of things that I get extra diagnoses and then nothing comes of it. It just gets left until I get really ill, and then they go, oh, didn't anyone think that this might be a problem? So I just now got to that point where I'm like not even telling doctors when I'm feeling worse. I'm not, you know what I mean? I just basically, at one point I even blew out my pulmonologist and refused to go and see her. And she was like writing to my doctor saying like, this patient has rheumatoid lung disease, I think. Like, and that was the first time that she actually called it rheumatoid lung disease, was when I stopped seeing her. And she was like, this patient's got rheumatoid lung disease, I really think she needs to be being seen by me. I was like, well, why couldn't you just be straight with me before? I knew it was that. I'd seen it on my CT scan results, but she'd messed me about that whole time from like 2016 to 2018, where it was like, oh, I think it's the drugs, and I think it's this, and I think it's that, and don't worry, you're going to get better, I knew it was the RA. I knew it was the RA. I knew that when I'd not been on RA meds, I was still having the lung problems. You know what I mean? I knew it. I didn't ever have lung problems before I got sick with RA. Sorry, I'm running out of breath when I'm trying to talk at the moment, and I'm ranting a bit. Anyway, back on to everyone else.